We're back with the unknown prophet, better known as XP. Tonight's question: where do you think the consciousness level of the human race is in today's world?
Okay. The consciousness level of the human race today. Well, from what I see, I think being a spiritual teacher that I am, and knowing and looking at life as a school, like this is Earth School, because we're only here to learn and grow. I would say the consciousness right now, the human race is they're still in spiritual kindergarten. Yeah, spiritual kindergarten. Because a lot of the things that come naturally from within yourself that they know to be doing, they just choose not to do. And that's only because they neglect listening to their higher nature. Because you have two natures. It's man's biggest battles with himself. It's your higher nature and your lower nature. It really has nothing to do with the outside world. That's why they say you have to win the inside world before you can even think about fighting the outside world. But the way the world is going is everybody's fighting the outside world, bringing it into the inside world. So now they're confused. So that's why the consciousness level is at a very low perspective right now. It's been this way for a minute. And it's only because, once again, a lot of people just don't want to wake up to truths that are just truths. There's a lot of stuff that's just true. Like history not being completely legit. Like religion not being completely legit. Like the government not being legit. Just if you just learn to just do some research, you will wake up to realize this. But unfortunately, in the physical world, people are not concerned with that. They have no interest in really learning and growing spiritually, and that's their choice. So that's why the consciousness of the human race has been at an all-time low for quite some hundreds and hundreds of years. Now, another prime example, the reason the consciousness is so low is because people claim to love Jesus so much. Everybody's wearing chains with a cross. And it's just interesting to me that I'm thinking, okay, if y'all love Jesus so much, which is nothing wrong with it, by the way, but I'm just saying, if you love him so much, how come you haven't did what he asked you to do? Jesus asked people to do this over 2,000 years ago. Kingdom of heaven is within you. Go within yourself. Raise your consciousness. Raise your consciousness to the Christ-like consciousness. How many people can honestly say that they have done that since they've been on this planet? You see what I'm saying? They can't, because they know they can't. But they claim to love Jesus. How can you love him if you're not doing what he asked you to do? That's all I need to know. How you going to love somebody if you ain't doing what they asked you to do? Most people say they love God, and they know that God's will shall be done. But they ain't doing God's will. They doing their will and asking God for help. And that's just facts. It doesn't make you bad people. I'm just saying it's like humans know within themselves that this is true. You haven't tried to even think about learning how to raise your consciousness, and you haven't even thought about going within yourself to find out who you are from a godly perspective. And the only reason why you haven't is because you're caught up in the 3D reality of just the physical world, when there's more dimensions than 3. Last I known, they at 7 right now. And it's probably more, but the consciousness of the human race is still stuck in 3. This is why I say they're in spiritual kindergarten. It's quite embarrassing to those of us that have learned to take it serious and take it to heart and try to make ourselves better on a daily basis spiritually, and going within and listening to our hearts. So, to me, like I said, that's where I would grade the human race right now. I would give them, as a grade, I'd give them a C minus. Just a C minus. Because, like I said, they haven't even learned how to raise their consciousness. They're not even concerned with really doing God's will. They want to do their will and ask God for help. And they're not even concerned with taking the inward journey. Like I said, it is what it is. So, please, human race, can you learn to take learning and growing spiritually a little bit more seriously, so we can come together as one collective consciousness, which is in that Christ-like consciousness, so we can change the world as a whole together? That is possible. It really is possible. But guess what? You have to take the inward journey and raise your consciousness in order to be a part of it. Get to work.